Hey y'all, this is Brita for The Happier Attorney, the channel in which we talk about flat fees and mindset and how you can be a happier attorney. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about marketing. This is not going to be the here's marketing 101 at all. But how we think about marketing is going to have a direct result on whether we market, how we market, whether we do it effectively, whether we do it efficiently, and then, of course, what results we get as a result of marketing. So I was just curious what AI thought about attorneys' marketing. And so I just asked Chat, what are some of the biggest mistakes that attorneys are making with marketing? So I'm going to go through the list, and then I'm going to go through, what I think about the list and what I have seen. I have the privilege of seeing behind the curtain in a lot of attorneys' lives and their practice, and I have also had the privilege of being able to look with a little wider lens. Because when you're in it, when you're just focused on your own practice, you can't see the mistakes you're making. It's very difficult to see the forest for the trees. So we're going to pan out a little bit and give you something to think about. So the first thing that AI came up with, the mistakes that attorneys make with marketing, is ignoring digital marketing. So what AI thought was having a strong online presence is crucial, and that attorneys are underestimating the importance of digital marketing. I would absolutely agree with that. And I am not a technology person. I really don't like social media, which is funny because here I am. But it is what it is, okay? If this was, 300 years ago, and you had a business, it would be word of mouth, or it might be a newspaper, okay? Well, that's not going to be effective today, or certainly not a lot. Today, if it was 1960s, 1970s, maybe it would be television, or, doing more marketing or networking. Today, it's social media. And to ignore it, how's that working out? Here's the thing, though. Here's one of the, and I'm going to do a whole separate video on all of the marketing mistakes that I've made. But what I see, what I have struggled with, I think I'm better at it, but what I see attorneys struggle with, they're not, if they are on social media, they're not consistent. One of the mistakes that I have made is you think, oh, I posted something that people will see it, that even your followers will see it. They don't. It just goes so fast. It goes so fast. So you have to be consistent and you have to post a lot. Okay? However, we're not even getting to social media for a lot of you. I look at attorney websites all of the time. And oh my gosh, come on, y'all. Come on. I have seen some horrific websites that scream, I'm not putting any money into my practice. I'm not willing to spend a couple grand to have a nice website. My photo is 20 years old. I had to have a rather direct conversation with an attorney client of mine recently who she was having some trouble getting people in. She's a high-end practice. She's a great attorney. And she couldn't understand what was going on. Well, one of the things was her website. It was old, it was cheap. It looked just like every other old and cheap website for attorneys out there. Her photo was old, it was cheap. These things matter. Perception matters. It really does. And attorneys, we really discount that. It matters. If I'm looking and I know this is going to cost me a crap ton of money to hire an attorney, whether this is conscious or not, when people see that you're not willing to invest in yourself, why am I going to invest in you? Why am I going to give you money when you can't even like spring for a decent picture on your website? That does not instill trust. It's kind of like, I use this example. I drive by a dentist's office in my town. This might be the best dentist in the world. I don't know. I'm never going to know because I would no more set foot in that office. It is in this old rundown strip mall where the sign is like this cheap vinyl sign that says dentist with a phone number. I don't know how many hundreds of attorneys would you go in that office? The answer is no. Perception matters. And here's the thing. It's probably not going to cost you as much as you think it's going to cost you. But even if it does, it's worth it. Update your photo. Don't have your friend take it. Go and get some good photos taken. And it might cost you some money. That's okay. It matters. And think of it this way. So many other attorneys aren't going to do that. That's your competition. Oh, well, wait till, I lose 50 pounds. I'll wait till what? Don't do that. Don't do that. So, yeah, the very least have a decent website. Have a decent photo. Don't just have stock photos that look like every single other attorney out there. Do not have text that looks like and says the exact same thing that every other attorney says. Your website's supposed to differentiate you. And I can tell you, most of you are absolutely just copying one another and then wondering why you're not standing out. How would you stand out? You're going to have to take some courage, okay? And want to stand out. Want to make a splash, okay? The second thing that AI came up with is lack of target audience understanding. Look, I get it. I get it. So many of you are still in the, look, I am for the paying client. That's what niche I want. You can't. You're taking a very short-term view to get some cash in, and it's going to hurt you long-term. It is hurting you long-term. Really, I'm sure you've heard it, the riches are in the niches. It's true. The more you try and just be everything to everybody, you're nobody to anybody. So who do you want to serve? How do you want to serve them? Get specific. Now, it doesn't mean that you only have to serve that population, but that's your target. That's your North Star. Other people will come in. But really, when you start focusing in, it makes marketing so much easier. You also are able to charge more. Okay? So for instance, let's say you are, I'm just making this up off the fly. You are a car mechanic. Okay? If you say, I will fix any car, okay, you get to charge X. When you say, I only repair this car, this model, whatever, that's where people are going to go with that car, are going to go to you because you're the specialist. That's all you do. They're also going to pay what you want to charge. You get to charge more, okay? So really, it's a long-term versus short-term thinking. And you might have to work your way to that niche. But really think about who you want to work with. What's their age? What's their income? What's their disposition? How reasonable are they? Maybe you want a very niche practice. I'll tell you, I have one attorney client. Whoo, she has a very niche client, niche practice where her clients are all high-end medical field. She does one or two things. That's all she does. And she can charge whatever the heck she wants to charge, quite frankly. Nobody could say her fees aren't reasonable because she's the only one in the United States who can do what she does. Now that is a niche market where she literally, she's making over $1 million working about 10 hours a week. That's a niche practice, okay? We all can't do that. I mean, we could if we really wanted to. But go for niche, okay? Overlooking content marketing, such as blogging, publishing articles, informative videos. So I have some mixed feelings about this. If you're going to do content marketing, again, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. I think you also really need to be really clear about your why, because what I have seen is just people kind of vomiting content. That's not helpful. And, I've probably been guilty of that myself. It doesn't have to be big, huge blog posts. It doesn't have to be, long YouTube videos. There are two guys, I forget their names. They do very short, very funny, shut the F up videos. Brilliant. But you have to be consistent, okay? Neglecting client reviews and testimonials. This absolutely. You need to be asking every single client to give a review, give a Google review, give a testimonial. Guess what? A lot of them won't. You need to make it easy for them. Do it. Timing is important. Do it when they're happy. Ask when they're happy. A lot of them won't do it, but enough will. And that shoots you up. That differentiates you because, again, most attorneys are not going to do that. And I can absolutely tell you from personal experience, when we reopened our firm in a small town, but I could get a lot of reviews, shot us up. A lot of reviews also help when you get a bad review. Because if I have 25 5-star reviews that say, Breed is the best thing since sliced bread, and then I get a bad review that is totally different from the rest, people generally aren't going to pay much attention to it. Now, you start getting similar bad reviews, and that's a problem. That does give credibility to the bad review, but also you better be paying attention to that. What is going on? What is the problem in our service? And while I'd like to say, you can prevent all bad reviews, you can't, okay? There's always going to be some client who maybe the red flags were there and you ignored, maybe the red flags weren't there, but wasn't willing to take your advice, wasn't willing to take responsibility. It's easier to blame you than to take responsibility, and they leave a bad review, okay? But again, if you have 1 versus 25 good ones, a reasonable person is not going to not come to you because of that bad review. Again, you start getting multiple that start saying the same thing, you better fix that service. You better fix that problem, okay? But you should be asking every single client, okay? Failing to differentiate themselves. Yeah, I know this is hard. I know, I'm just like every other attorney. No, you're not. Because you're an individual. We all are different. And what I see attorneys doing is being so scared to talk about their differences. And it might seem silly. It might seem ridiculous. Like, why would somebody come and hire me as an attorney because I like, playing the tuba? Okay. It might seem ridiculous, but it's not. People will come to see you because you play the tuba or whatever else. Okay. You're the tuba attorney. You're the tuba attorney who, has cute tuba videos. I don't know. But anything needs to differentiate you. It doesn't have to be you're the best attorney. It really doesn't. But here's the thing, how you do things can be very different than other attorneys, especially if you're using flat fees and using them properly. Especially if you're coming at it with, I'm going to serve the heck out of this person, whether they hire me or not, in an initial. There are so many things that can differentiate you. But you need to figure it out. Because otherwise, why would somebody pick you? If I can't tell the difference between all 10 attorneys, yeah, I'm going to go with the cheapest one. If I can see the difference, though, I'm going to go with the one that I want to go to, even if it costs a little bit more. Okay? So, what is different about you? It probably is something totally not law related. People want to do business with people that they like, that they feel like they have something in common with. Even if it's, oh, I went to that college, or again, I play the tuba, or I like knitting, or whatever. Don't overcomplicate this. Don't overthink it. Okay? Number 6 was ignoring networking opportunities. Oh my gosh, I'm rolling my eyes just even saying it. I hate networking, and I certainly hate networking opportunities. This one, I get it. I will also say that I've been to countless bar association meetings. I've been on God only knows how many bar committees, how many Chamber of Commerce meetings, Rotary, Junior League, blah, 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 blah. And I think I've gotten that I can pinpoint probably 3 clients in 27 years, almost 27 years of practice. Okay. But what networking does is it makes you safe. Yeah, you're at top of mind. Yeah, you might get a referral, but it makes you safe. Oh yeah, that person is in that organization. Oh yeah, other people, like him, vouch for him, whatever. Okay. So what I would say about networking opportunities is be really, really careful on the time and the energy you spend. Make it targeted, make it count. It needs to be, if I asked you, why are you going to that, whatever, it needs to be more than, oh, well, it's a good networking opportunity. It needs to be, I'm going because it has, this person's there, this person's there, this person's there. I'm going to meet them. I'm going to ask them to lunch because bum, 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 bum. If you go, get a leadership role. Be visible. Okay? Again, most attorneys are not going to be doing this. Number 7, not tracking marketing matrix. Okay, I don't track marketing matrix other than we ask everybody that calls where they found us. So I guess we do. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to hire a marketing expert. You don't have to have a spreadsheet. Yeah, I think it's important to know where your clients come from. You might be surprised, especially if you're doing all of this networking and yet 99% of your clients are coming from Google. Maybe that's where your effort needs to go. Or if all your clients are coming from Google, but they're not the clients that you want, then you need to shift. So yeah, I get the marketing matrix. Just don't go crazy with it. You don't feel like you need to hire, a statistician to figure this out. Okay. Number 8, focus solely on traditional marketing, like print ads, billboards, and so forth. Attorneys should incorporate a mix of both traditional and digital marketing strategies to reach a broader audience. Okay. That I agree with. Again, it depends on your niche. It depends on what you're doing. And I get people don't like marketing. I'm right there with you. But it is really important. It's only been probably the last 4 years that I have really, really understood how important marketing was. And I think part of my resistance before was, it just seemed manipulative. It's not. It's how the brain works. It's how people work. It's just the thing. And I was recently watching a movie. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was on these a cryptocurrency scam that these kids did. And these kids, they were in their early 20s. And it was a total scam from start to finish. And anyone who would have done even the basic research on these kids would have discovered problems instantly. I think it was the government said that they had made over 50 million. And I think they said it was like over 350. I could be wrong on those numbers, but lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of money. It was all marketing. It was all marketing. And quite frankly, it wasn't even that great of marketing, but they did it. That's the power of marketing. I'm not saying use it for bad things, obviously, but that's the power of marketing. Think about water. Think about bottled water that we all drink every day. That yesterday I was at the courthouse and I spent $4.50 on a regular sized bottle of water. Arguably the same or very similar to what you get free in a tap, and yet we all buy it. That's all marketing. It's all marketing. So if you have a practice and you want it to go, you better learn the marketing, okay? Not the fast, cheap, easy, come and, give me a ton of money. You're going to have to do this. This isn't something you get to just farm out, okay? So I'll have a little bit more on marketing. That was something that attorneys have been asking for. But those were some of the top mistakes. I hope that it has given you some to-dos. And being honest with yourself. When I have asked other attorneys, I even had one attorney in a coaching call. We were talking about perception. And this is a Zoom call. And she looked at her photo in Zoom and said, yeah, if I came up with this background, I wouldn't hire me. With the office that looks the way it does, I wouldn't hire me. But it takes a lot of courage to be that honest with yourself, okay? But it's a start. So hope that helped, and there's your kind of list. What image are you giving? Is that meant to attract who you want to attract? Would you hire you if you went to your website? Are you really doing things consistently? Or are you just throwing spaghetti at a wall? Okay? So that was the list. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.